You create your account, search for Blox Fruits on Roblox, and enter the game for the first time by selecting Pirate. You fight on the starting island, then in the jungle where you get your first fruit. Often a spin, smoke, or rocket. And from then on you farm with the same fruit very slowly. What if you could choose any fruit from Blox Fruits to start with? Which would you choose? What would be the perfect fruit to level up faster? And to satisfy your curiosity, I asked you a question on my Discord server.
Buddha is perfect for beginners.
Man, leopard is the best fruit I've ever seen a beginner use.
Man, what if I use the awakened doe?
Are you stupid? You can't even wake up in C1.
Kitsune is the strongest fruit, you fools. Better than those three.
Thuzine is right. Buddha has always been and will always be the best for the farm, you fools.
Hightor is right. Kitsune crushes Buddha in the farm.
And in the middle of all this mess, the most talked about fruits were Buddha and also Kitsune. But we're here to decide which is the best, so I asked the same question, only to pro players with 30 million bounty.
Luco, of course it's Kitsune. She costs 8 million and is the most expensive fruit in Blox Fruits.
The Buddha is much better. Shut up, Marsola.
Kitsune has absurd damage.
Yes, but Buddha has the best defense of all.
Neither casual players nor pro players have been able to define which of these fruits is the best to start with, and someone has to solve this problem. So to solve it, we're going to play with the 2 fruits in starter accounts for 60 minutes, with the aim of finding out which is better at moving between islands, speeding up, belly farming, bounty farming, playing on a public server, defense, defeating a boss, and cost effectiveness. And I'll be on a beginner account playing with the Kitsune fruit. Level 1 with Kitsune equipped, and Samuka will be playing with the Buddha fruit, and now we're going to start this adventure to find out which of these fruits is the best to start with in Blox Fruits.
When I transform into the first version, these guys will be shocked when I turn into Buddha. I'm 5 times better than you now. I'll put my fighting style here. The Buddha is very strong. The bugs literally won't touch me. So I fought everyone here on the starting island along with my friend who fought all the NPCs. After finally releasing a new island, I realized that the Buddha takes almost a minute to go from the starter island to the jungle island across the sea, being the weak point of this fruit.
So I started with the Kitsune fruit. In 1 minute and 30 doing the bandit missions, I got the level to go to Jungle Island. Arriving on Jungle Island, I started defeating some monkeys. I then went on to do the Gorilla mission, and then I got to the Gorilla King mission. It was the first time I had defeated a Gorilla King so easily. The Kitsune fruit was extremely strong to defeat this first boss.
And now that I've arrived here on Jungle Island, my goal will be to defeat monkeys instead of bandits. All I have to do is pick up this little man's quest and start beating up the little monkeys here in the jungle. There's even a guy doing the quest. I think I'm going to steal this little monkey from him. I don't think he'll mind too much, do you, little buddy? After defeating many monkeys, I ended up with an idea. Could it be that with the Buddha, before I reach the level to defeat the gorilla, I can defeat the gorilla before I reach the level that, if I'm not mistaken, 15 is required? After crushing a gorilla using the Buddha, I went back to farming normally. Very happy to have just defeated a boss, but a random one ended it and it was a happy moment.
After that, I went to Pirate Island and found a clever way not to take a boat, since the Kitsune with 3 tails can move pretty fast. So I jumped across the Sea of C1 until I reached Pirate Island. I did the little pirates mission after the Brudamans in exactly 15 minutes.
Then I decided to go back to farming, because it was easier than defeating a guy at a high level. But apparently, he had set aside his day to give me hell. Whenever I went to defeat a gorilla, he would take it down first and I wouldn't be able to complete the mission, until I got angry. And this light guy is getting on my nerves, man. Every time I go to kill a gorilla, this guy... Now he stopped, but this bastard was killing my NPCs, and I had no choice but to change server to continue my journey.
I've reached level 55. And my strategy so far has been to put all the statuses in fruit blocks. And now I'm going to ask for the quest to defeat Boss Bob and the Clown. But unfortunately, that clown isn't alive because there's a Buddha user here. I even thought it was Samuka, so I carried on farming insane.
And I managed to get here to Pirate Island, an island with lots of pirates and an NPC who gives you a fighting style. But for that, I need money. So, they've taken the platinum chest that was here, good heavens. A guy called El Bakiev has arrived. He has 22,000 bounty. He's trying to communicate with me. My friend, I don't understand this language. What's he talking about?
After that, I tried to defeat the Buddha user who was hindering me here on Pirate Island. I was defeated miserably because he was too high level. Then I went on to finish off the NPCs. I finished Pirate Island and went straight to Desert Island, also using the jump strategy. I got to Desert Island and did the bandit mission. I was also picking up the chests in the surrounding area because I wanted the Belize. Then I went for the Desert Officer's mission. I defeated them all until I reached level 90.
After making friends with the Russian, I went to finish off some pirates. In fact, it was easy since all I had to do was gather several pirates in one place and attack them. This is one of the advantages of the Buddha fruit. After many missions, I managed to reach level 50. Level where I could test the luck of the Buddha fruit. So I got to the Ziols, talked to him, and I got an ice.
Finally, I arrived here on Ice Island. My statuses so far are just fruit blocks, basically. So I'm going to start dividing them up. I'm going to put it into punch and defense so that the build is a bit more balanced. And taking advantage of the fact that I'm here on Ice Island, I'm going to get something that will really speed up my farming. That's Aura, the famous hockey, for 25,000. Exactly, now I can use hockey, and with hockey my damage will increase. For the next 15 minutes, I farmed on Snow Island, defeating all these snow bandits. I also did the Snowman quest and the Yeti quest, which was very easy to defeat with the Kitsune. After that, 2 enemy pirates appeared. One was using the revive fruit and the other was using a shotgun. With the Kitsune, I managed to take out both of these enemies without any difficulty.
When I got back to the pirate island, it was no longer one guy getting in my way, but 2. They either stole my NPCs or threw skills that made me jump up high.
And when I reached level 125, my compass pointed to a new island, Fortress of the Navy. I continued with my strategy of jumping with the Kitsune's 3 tails until I reached that island. But after a long time, I managed to get to the next island.
When I arrived on the desert island, it really was a desert. Finally, an island where no player could get in my way. But after a while, I started to feel sad. Farming alone is sad. Deep down, I wanted someone by my side.
And now that I'm here, these are my current statuses. I have 100 defense, 253 fruit blocks, and 21 juice, and I only have 15 minutes left to see how far I can get. I stayed on the island of Marine Fortress, upgrading and defeating the Marine boss. I managed to defeat him twice. And when I finally reached level 150, I unlocked a new island, Skapia. Again, I jumped there, because no boat is faster than 3 Kitsune tails. When I got to the island, I took a quest and managed to do just one little mission. But it's time to present the results of the tests. First test, movement. I managed to move much better than Samuka because when he's turning into Buddha, he's slow. Score 1 for Kitsune. Belly farm. The Buddha fruit managed to collect 97,000 in an hour, and the Kitsune fruit managed to farm 282,000. I added up the 25,000 I spent on the aura. Point for Kitsune. Up speed. The Kitsune fruit managed to reach level 157 in an hour. What about the Buddha fruit?
Level 83.
Practically half. Point for Kitsune. Bounty farm. In 1 hour, the Kitsune fruit managed 61,571 bounty, and the Buddha 24,000. The Kitsune fruit is better at raising the bounty. Point for Kitsune. Playing on a public server. When enemies appeared to finish me off, I managed to defeat them on Snow Island. I didn't stand a chance.
On Jungle Island, a guy killed me with 1 hit. And on Pirate Island, there were 2. There were 2 guys on top of me getting in my way and harassing me, man. I couldn't tank it, no.
Point for the Kitsune fruit. Defense. Everyone knows that. The Buddha has more defense than the Kitsune. Point for the Buddha. Cost effective. The Buddha fruit allows you to defeat all the bosses and also farm the NPCs easily. And it costs less than half as much as the Kitsune fruit. Point for the Buddha fruit. But to make it even fairer, I'm going to wait for Samuka to set the same level as mine. 157. Now Samuka is at the same level as me. 157. And we're going to do the boss test to see which of the fruits can defeat Swan in the shortest time. Starting with the Buddha. In 3, 2, 1, go! Stopwatch on the screen and he's off to defeat the boss. He's giving this boss quite a punch, but he's carrying a sword that's not that powerful. A double katana. You're taking the boss on, aren't you? He's using the Buddha's attributes to avoid taking any damage. Everyone knows that Cisne is a very strong boss for a level 150 to face. And since Samuka has the Buddha, he's doing very well. 1 minute and 7 seconds is how long it took Buddha to finish off this boss. And now it's Kitsune's turn. Let's go! Kitsune is one of the most powerful fruits in my opinion. And it has a power that almost no other fruit has, which is to bug the boss on click. Yes, cool. Looks like Buddha had a bit of an advantage here, huh? Nice. A bit more. 43 seconds. However, I was defeated by the boss. So, point for Buddha. The next test is PvP. It's on. I'll start by using only the 2 skills I have unlocked, and I've already sucked 300 life points out of Samuka. Now I'm gonna go for the click, man. Obviously turn on my haki and try to bug Samuka. He's not giving me any damage. I don't understand why. Could it be that he's bugged? There, now it started. Now the damage has started, but his life is already at ha ha ha! I stole his bounty. And I've also earned a point. And at the end of all the tests, we have the result. 6 for Kitsune and 3 for Buddha. And if you stop to analyze it, Buddha costs less than half as much as Kitsune. So it did very well because it's much cheaper to buy a Buddha. I hope you enjoyed the test. And this time, to make the most of this account, I'm going to choose someone to give it to as a gift. A perma-equipped Kitsune. So just subscribe to the channel and enter your name below. Hugs from Lucão. Godspeed. Bye.